China may be one of the biggest threats to the United States of America, and no politician except for Donald Trump is talking about it. Let's go. Man, starting off in maybe the 1960s to present, the U.S. started shipping a lot of jobs, a lot of manufacturing facilities off seas over there to China. China became one of our biggest manufacturer hubs in the world.
But China is rising again. In 1978, China had a GDP of only $200 billion, only about 4% of the world's GDP. But nowadays that GDP has risen to $11 trillion and accounts for 15% of all economic activity in the world. This economic renaissance of the last 40 years is largely thanks to one industry, manufacturing.
But what risk do that bring with one of your enemies making some of your products? One risk is lead. Lead. Now, lead is a heavy metal. It's very harmful. It's harmful to human, especially young adults. Now, if I have lead, my nuts may fall off. But if a child or any person that brain is not fully developed, if they had lead, they will have learning disabilities. They won't seem as intelligent due to the lead. And there being a whole lot of reports that high levels of lead was found in toys made in China, shipped through direct United States.
For holiday decorations and new toys under the tree. But do you know if your items are safe? The Kansas City Health Department warned some of your favorite items might be exposing you to lead. Only on 41 Action News. Reporter Ariel Rothfield explains what you need to look out for.
With Christmas just around the corner, Mom Marquise Mundane is making a list and she's checking it twice.
The certain toys that I like them to play with is the ones that's like real easily to see if it's something that's wrong with it.
But not every danger can be seen. This holiday season, the Kansas City Health Department is warning parents about lead.
Looks like a perfect little toy for a child, right?
And the high levels that can be found in gifts and children's toys.
Children who have the hand-to-mouth behaviors are at highest risk because everything goes in their mouths.
This yellow school bus, recently purchased from a big box store,
it says ages 3+.
tested positive for lead, reading more than 4,000 parts per million. A safe level is 90.
If you stick, I think, with the really good brands of toys, I think you're fairly safe, but without testing individually, you can't be sure.
It's not just children's toys either. Santa had higher than safe levels of lead too, as did this holiday china, which the health department says tests positive for lead more times than you can imagine.
Any kind of glazed china, stoneware, any of that can have lead. So the one I know does not absolutely is plain white Corelle. Other than that, without testing, you do not know.
A suggestion, if you have a bowl like this and it's cracked or chipped, throw it out or don't serve food on it. It's all new information Marquise Mundane is now taking home with her.
No, I've never heard about this stuff. No, I've just heard about the lead in the house with the painting chipping, and that's what we've been cautious of, but I've never heard about the toys or... No, I've never heard about that.
Reporting in Kansas City, Ariel Rothfield, 41 Action News.
You don't find that suspicious? Here's another thing. Over the last decade or so, I'm seeing a lot of food products that are manufactured in China.
Broccoli, and I decided I liked it. So in the frozen vegetables section, they had this great value broccoli. It's a Walmart brand. And it was only $1.16 per bag. $1.16, you know, with these high food prices. I said, man, that price is amazing. So I bought 10 of them.
Now, y'all won't eat food from a person's house you don't know, but y'all will eat food from a facility in China, and China hates your guts. Why is nobody talking about this? This is supposed to be America. This is security. Why nobody talk about lead? Why don't they talk about food? All these products coming over here from China. Disease, bacteria, insects, viruses. It's still up in the air that the pandemic was caused by natural made stuff, and it's also up in the air the pandemic was caused by man-made stuff. Now, we had the swine flu. We know where that came from. The bird flu. We know where that came from. And the 19, we know where that came from. somehow that stuff could have came from a laboratory, because there been reports that chemical warfare is banned across a lot of countries. But you know what? Countries still
weapons. Humans love to find new and terrifying ways of destroying each other. Biological warfare dates as far back as 1155 CE, when Emperor Barbarossa poisoned the water supply of his enemies with human bodies. But the foundation of microbiology opened up a whole host of terrifying possibilities for deadly pathogens and delivery methods that will give you nightmares. From anthrax envelopes, deadly bacteria, to vicious RNA superbugs and hemorrhagic fever-inducing viruses, here are 10 of the deadliest biological weapons known to humankind.
Why not make a small virus that could cripple the world? Why not do it? Why not have that in your arsenal? But what happened is, look what happened. It backfired. I was listening to Dr. Fauci 10 years ago, 12 years ago, saying that the H1N1 was this influenza virus, and what made this virus so special, it could adapt very quickly.
New and novel 2009 H1N1 influenza A is a brand new influenza virus that we've never really had any experience with before. We've never seen it before. It has evolved by its molecular makeup from genes that have rearranged themselves or reassorted themselves from multiple viral species, from influenza viruses that infect pig or swine, from influenza virus that infects birds, and from influenza virus that infects humans. And somewhere along the way, and we don't know how, likely within a pig, these genes resorted themselves and came up with a predominantly molecular signature of a pig virus. That's why people tend to call it swine flu, even though that's a somewhat misleading name because it hasn't been infecting swine predominantly. But it is a brand new virus, and its genetic makeup is such that we have not seen anything like that before with influenza viruses.
Boom, 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 boom. Now imagine if man touched the DNA or the RNA and made something better. Now you couldn't control it. And they did a movie over there called Outbreak. I think that was a movie. I'm not quite sure, but I think that was a movie. Just think about this, guys. There have been reports that packages arrive to many houses across America that contain seeds. Out of nowhere, you just get a package that contains seeds.
Packages apparently containing seeds from China have been showing up in mailboxes all over the world, including right here in Southern California. The USDA and local investigators are now warning people do not open them and don't plant them. NBC4's Hetty Chang now explains why.
I just received a small envelope that said stud earrings on the outside.
Unsolicited packages from China, like the one Margaret Bukowski received in Menifee, are causing both concern and confusion.
I assumed I would see something metal, and it was these little seeds.
The packets contain tiny seeds that Bukowski and now potentially thousands of others received, but never ordered.
Of course, my curiosity got to me, and I opened the package. Inside the package are 5 small packets.
Officials in more than 24 states, including California, now urging recipients to report the packages to your local agriculture department, fearing the seeds could be devastating to U.S. crops.
The introduction of any kinds of diseases or pests could wipe out agriculture in a large way.
That is just one possibility.
Why would someone just be sending out random packages? I mean, what do they gain from that?
The answer? The USDA says the seeds could be part of a marketing scheme called a brushing scam, where people receive unsolicited items from a seller who then posts false customer reviews to boost sales.
So I planted a few more, and just this last couple of days, they actually came up.
Bukowski planted the seeds in a pot out of curiosity, which officials say you should not do. Investigators say you should not throw the seeds away in the garbage either. If you did receive a package, you should report it right away. We've posted some useful information on our website, nbcla.com. Just do a search for seeds.
From China. Now, why would a person or organization share seeds? Could this be a part of an invasive species? Just like all this ivory that grows all over the South that came from Africa during slavery? But it ain't looking good, guys. Now, fentanyl, we know what fentanyl is. Fentanyl, I believe, is a man-made opium or heroin product. And we have a fentanyl problem in every major city in America, in every rural town in America. We have a fentanyl problem.
There's nothing I won't do if I need to get that fixed. I asked you yesterday.
You asked me yesterday for $20. Look at your tax receipt.
That's $200.
I'm not doing this. I feel like I told you I need to maintain. won't stop till she gets what she wants. And, you know, Robin just can't take it anymore, and she'll give in, for sure.
This happens every single day, Carissa.
No, it doesn't.
Just give me the money. Just give me the money. Just give me the money. Yeah, I'm giving you $100 of my money, like I always do.
Okay, sorry, Mom.
No, you're not, Carissa. You're not sorry one.
People like to be high on the heroin. Now, where is that fentanyl made? Is it made here in South Carolina? Or is it made from another country?
In 2013, an agent from the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration linked synthetic opiates found in the U.S. to a massive trafficking network involving up to 400,000 chemical companies operating out of China. We spoke to a reporter who investigated the China connection.
In 2018, I went undercover inside a Shanghai lab where they were making types of fentanyl and also other synthetic drugs like synthetic cannabinoids like K2 and spice. And I also infiltrated a huge company selling precursors in Wuhan called Yuancheng. And, you know, it was an elaborate operation, and I pretended to be a trafficker and made up this whole story and met with these chemists and convinced them basically to take me into the lab. And I had a whole fictional backstory. I called myself Johnny Webster. And when I saw this lab, we drove out to the outskirts of Shanghai, and it kind of reminded me of like the Breaking Bad type of lab, or even just a college chemistry lab. It was small, and there weren't that many people, but they were producing these huge volumes of chemicals.
Westhoff says